Lions 6-1 on a victory Monday. First time they've been 6-1 since the 50s. You knew something was going on here. I think that puts it in perspective. An absurd football game. TJ Lang joins us in studio for the final hour of the show. TJ, how would you describe that?
A really good team just kind of getting out of the way of a really bad team is what it felt like. Tennessee was just so bad, especially in the second half, that some of those games you just feel like, all right, just let's not mess this. Let's just let them keep messing it up, But
does it take anything away from the Lions?
No, it doesn't. But it's funny how completely different this feels than the Cowboys game, where you thrashed them and dismantled the Cowboys. Right? That was like a personal, we're going to try to embarrass you. we don't like you type of game. And then yesterday was just, okay, kind of ho-hum, like, okay, if they're just going to keep messing it up, we'll just keep taking advantage, and even, you look at the stats and Goff under 90 yards, Montgomery under 40 yards, Amon-Ra 2 catches, 7 yards. And you look at that and you're like, 52 point, what? Excuse me? So it was just one of those games that
and one of the
you did what you were supposed to do, right?
One of the punt returns was on a defense stay.
Yeah.
You're not
I think the one that scored a touchdown.
Yeah, you're not setting up a return. You don't have anybody on the field that actually wants to throw a block.
Everybody's just kind of getting out of the way at that point.
Yeah, just let it go.
Yeah, that was just, and I think that, Jim, we talked about on the pregame show yesterday that Coach Campbell just has a way of not letting these guys fall into any sort of traps. You know what I mean? And they said the right things last week. Hey, Tennessee's 1-5, but look, this is really good defense, which I agreed with. I mean, it kind of, the way that game started, it kind of had that feel that, okay, maybe this might be a little bit harder than we thought it was going to be.
14-14 at one point, yeah.
Yeah, and, they were, I think, 3 sacks in the first 9 plays, Tennessee had on us.
Yeah, they're getting it off.
It's like, okay, man, got it.
Could be too
maybe
close
not the
for
best
comfort.
feeling, but his ability to get these guys just dialed in and not worry about, any records or, hey, trap games or Woj said yesterday, don't take the cheat. You know what I mean? Like he gets his guys ready. And I think it's a testament to him, and it's got to be a testament to the guys in that locker room as well. Just being able to handle their business day in, day out. And yesterday, probably I didn't expect, I don't think, that type of game. But when you have a team that's turning it over 4 times and can't tackle anybody on special, you know what I mean? It turns into those type of games. So I thought it was a good win for them. But I also agree with Jared Goff that it still didn't feel like as crisp as maybe you were hoping. And I think part of that was, John, and I think you'd probably agree, the pass protection looked a little bit shaky at times yesterday. And I didn't like Jared Goff taking as many big hits as he did. So that's obviously, I think, the one area you look at and say we can improve offensively. And then defensively, at times they figured it out. But majority of that first half, it just seemed like
get picked apart.
Couldn't cover anybody. The rush wasn't matching up. And I think it was clearly evident they need to go get a defensive end. None of those guys were doing anything with any sort of consistency of putting on any kind of pass rush. That was the one thing I think that stood out to me the most yesterday.
The one sack the Lions did have was a busted assignment by Tennessee up front.
Yeah,
Alex
Anzalone
came clean.
Yeah.
You got 2 guys blocking one. And wait a second.
And there were guys, I noticed individual rushes at times. Like Al-Qadim Muhammad had a couple nice rushes that, man, if the coverage was a little bit tighter, he's probably getting home, probably getting a big hit, probably a sack. There were a couple of those. I don't want to act like they didn't get pressure at all, but it just, the rush and the coverage didn't look like it matched up early in that game in the first half. It looked like Rudolph was just picking them apart, and it's like, what is going on?
And they have one receiver.